Yeah. Welcome to the CalvinJDean Show special fantasy football roundup for this Saturday. Oh, wow, guys. I'm excited. Listen to the show. All my sleepers last week did amazing. Listen to my last show, go over that show, and, listen to me because some of these players this weekend are definitely, hurt, won't be playing. And like the Odell Beckham of the Ravens, he won't be playing. Eckler of the Los Angeles Chargers won't be playing. High ankle sprain. And what did I tell everyone? I knew the Niners would win by double digits against the Giants. And the Niners look awesome. They just do. The Giants did play them tough. And that Niners offense is just... If you look at Brock Purdy and then you look at Joe Montana, seriously, guys, go to YouTube, type in Joe Montana and look at it, and then type in Brock Purdy. Really, think about it. And that team, McCaffrey, he's just... My brother is a New York Jet fan, and he lives up in Montreal. And he's like, it was amazing. They just handed the ball off to McCaffrey, and he would just go through the holes, and he keep going, and then Deebo Samuels, and it was just this onslaught of talent, but that the throws he made were just amazing, and he's just this really, really good. And I know that he wasn't completely on. He did score like 20 points in fantasy football. I told everyone, and McCaffrey, once again, just huge, that defense of the San Francisco 49ers, Nikki's Niners. Wow, she's just loving it. Nikki, you are loving it. I know you are. No Jimmy G. I'm sorry. Her heartthrob. Anyway, I knew Saquon Barkley, I was going to be out, and now with the Colts and the Ravens, Richardson's going to be, he's not going to be playing. Gardner Minshew will be quarterbacking. And then on the Ravens, Odell Beckham's out. That's your big out. But, Mark Andrews is there, Edwards, Zay Flowers, Bateman. Go on and on and on and on. That team is stacked with talent. Hill won't be there as well. So Edwards is going to have a huge day. Mark my words, Edwards. And how about Lamar Jackson? Well, let me see. 76% completions he's been averaging. Once again, 76%. Wow. And people say, he's not a passer. Really? He's the best in the NFL right now, guys. The best. He's going to have a huge game here. They're in Baltimore. Give it up to the Ravens, that's for sure. And then with the Titans, they're coming into the Browns. That Browns defense second, guys, in the NFL. Browns defense is second in the NFL. So that's pretty big. That's second, guys. And then you have, I think the Browns are going to bounce back to this game. I just, if you look at the stats and where they're at, I just don't understand how, analysts are picking Tennessee. I think Deshaun Watson's going to, I think he's starting to gel. I can see something with him. I really can. And I think once he gets his confidence back, that swag, I think he needs this game, and he's going to do really well. Deshaun Watson will do well this game in Cleveland. No Nick Chubb. I think Ford is a huge pickup, guys. Fantasy football, Ford is a huge, huge pickup. Kareem Hunt, I know they just signed him. He's not going to play that much this game, guys. He's just not. He's not in football shape. He might be out there 2 or 3 plays, but that's about it. They just signed him. They're not going to want to get him hurt right away, so they're going to gradually put him in. And don't expect big, but Ford's going to be big. Watch, hear me out. Ford's going to be big, and Deshaun Watson's going to have a huge. This is going to be a good game. Browns are definitely going to win that game. That's for sure. So I would play Cooper, Deshaun Watson, Ford. That's your upset special there, man. Ford. That's the sleeper of all sleepers this weekend, guys. Trust me, he's going to have a huge game. And then we have the Falcons and playing at the Lions. I mean, Bijan Robinson is starting to heat up. Oh, that's not good for the Lions, right? And that offense of Falcons are 2-0. Wow, I predicted that. I predicted that the Falcons would win their division. That was my upset. So, but I mean, it's going to be between. I've even told everyone it's between the Falcons and the Saints, and I think the Falcons are going to win out this season, and they're going to take the division. But the Saints will be in it as well. I think both teams will be in the playoffs too. So, but they're going into the Lions. The Lions just got beat. I really believe that the Lions. I mean, they did well, and I think they're going to play better this game. They're going to be at home. And I would start, Jared Goff. He's going to have a huge game, huge game, and just, St. Brown, he's going to have a big game. Now, listen to that. He did have a full practice and Friday and Saturday, so he looks like he's a go. And that's going to be big. That's going to be big. Reynolds, he's huge. He's big, And there's a lot. Jahmyr Gibbs, I mean, the running back, that was their first pick of the first round. I mean, he's going to watch. He's going to have a huge game. And I think it's going to be an exciting game. I think it's going to come down to a Patterson field goal, and the Lions are going to win it in the end by a field goal, like a 1 or 2 point. I really believe that's going to happen. I think it's going to be a really tight game. I think the Lions will definitely pull it out. You have the Saints. I mean, Derek Carr. They have literally their receiving core is just, it's scary. Olave, and then Michael Thomas. Oh my God, he's like the Michael Thomas of the old. He's catching everything. Derek Carr is really on top of him, and wow, just a huge wow. And don't forget about Rashid Shaheed. He's like averaging like 40 yards per catch. That's insane, it's insane. But I think the Packers, mind you, they've won their last 10 opening games at Green Bay. 10 years, 10-0, guys. You have to understand something. You have to know the players, and when you're calling games, calling winners and losers, and you have to know the history as well. And it's the history is going against the Saints in this one, but I think it's going to be exciting. Jordan Love, like I told everyone last week, play Jordan Love. Once again, play Jordan Love, and Jones is going to be back. I don't think he's going to be back at full tilt, but who knows? If Aaron Jones does go, Aaron Jones is not going to come back 70%. You still have Dillon and Jones, and I think Jordan Love is just heating up. You'll have Watson back, and guys, this is going to be a fun game to watch. Fun game to watch. I definitely I would play Jordan Love, and I wouldn't play Aaron Jones, not yet, but I would definitely play Watson. I think Watson's going to have a huge game. I just have this strange feeling he's going to have this huge game. And, and the Saints as well. Derek Carr really, he has had one touchdown pass, all season. So I want to start him. And just, I mean, it could be different. He could have maybe 2 or 3 touchdowns this game. I don't see it. Maybe 2. Chris Olave, I think, will have 1. Shaheed will have 1. Thomas, it'll be his underman. His underneath guy. Thomas is doing really good. Michael Thomas, man, wow. So I would play Thomas. I wouldn't play Derek Carr, Thomas, and it's just that's a good team. It's a good team. It's a fun team to watch. And we have the Houston Texans 0-2. They aren't. C.J. Stroud is looking better than Bryce Young. Young is he's hurt. Bryce Young is not going to be playing. Bryce Young, excuse me. He won't be playing. Mind you, he's out. They said he might be out for 2 or 3 games. So that's what happens with these quarterbacks that aren't ready to play in the NFL. I don't think he was really ready to go. Now C.J. Stroud, he looks good. He's a sleeper, guys. He's a sleeper. Pick up C.J. Stroud, but to play him in this game is just, I don't know. It's just, it's, playing against the Jags in Jacksonville, and I think the Jags are a really, really good team. I think they're going to win their division. So I would play Lawrence, I'd play Etienne, Kirk, you name it, I'd play it. I think the Jags are going to have a huge offensive game. And C.J. Stroud might throw a couple touchdowns. I think he'll probably have like 20 points. But I think Trevor Lawrence is going to have a huge game. Play Trevor Lawrence, play Etienne, Kirk, definitely. And, Ridley. Try to get him. If you have someone like McCaffrey and you need a couple good wideouts, and you have another back that might be like him, think about your trades, do it now, and then you have the Broncos going into Miami. 0-2 Broncos, 2-0 Miami. Come on. They're in Miami. It's hard to win in Miami, especially for the Broncos, so. I just, I want to start Russell Wilson, maybe Jared Jeudy, Williams. I would start Williams. For Dolphins, start everyone. Their defense is good, the Broncos, but I think the offense of the Miami Dolphins are just too big, too good. Waddle, Cheetah, Mozart. I can go on and on and on and on and on. You know what I mean? This is start everyone on Miami. No, that's a smart thing. Really it is, guys. Miami's huge, especially in fantasy football this year. Now with the Chargers and Vikings, that's going to be a huge game, guys. Remember, Chargers gave up 400 and almost 500 yards in passing against Miami. And they're playing Minnesota Vikings. Come on. Justin Jefferson's going to have a huge game. Kirk Cousins going to have a huge game. Madison's going to have a huge game. Hawkinson's going to have a huge game. Addison's going to have 1 or 2 touchdowns. It's going to be huge. It's going to be a great game. I think it'll go back and forth. I think the Chargers will pull it out at the end. They just have to shore up their defense. But the Chargers offense is going to be all over the field as well. I don't think the Vikings will be able to hold the Chargers offense as well. It's going to be high scoring. So, but Eckler's, he's not playing for the Chargers. Guys, sit him. Get someone else. Kelly's a good pickup. Fantasy lovers. Kelly's a great pickup. Madison, I would play him. I'd play him in this game. And I'd play Addison. Of course, Jefferson. And Hockenson. I would play him. Huge. And even Everett. Everett's a sleeper, guys. Pick up Everett. He is a sleeper. If you need a sleeper tight end, and all you have is maybe Knox or some Buffalo Bill or some other tight end, and Everett is open, pick him up right now for tomorrow. Pick him up. And then we have the New England Patriots going into the Jets. This is my upset special this week. I'm thinking that I'm calling the Jets to win. I think the Jets defense are going to really, really step up in this game. They're going to stop New England. I think it's going to be messy. I think may have a couple turnovers by New England. Jets a score. It's going to be a low-scoring game. The defenses in this game, I would play the defenses, both defenses. And, the Jets, Breece Hall, excuse me. And I would play him. I would definitely play him, he's going to have a huge game. A lot of talks about Dalvin Cook, that he's lost his edge. Maybe it's from Rodgers. He just gave up or something. He just wants out. I don't know. But they're not really high on him. And this whole, them getting him, they might trade him. I don't know. That it's not a good thing. I hear, just little birds talking. And Buffalo Bills and the Commanders. That's going to be a fun game to watch, guys. It's I think Commanders. Sam Howell. If you pick up Sam Howell, he's a great sleeper. They're 2-0, and they have a good defense. Their offenses is good. They love to pound the rock, and then they love McLaren and Dotson and Robinson. He's going to have a good game. Get Robinson. But they're playing the Bills. Bills heated it up last week. I called that. I knew that was going to be a rock. They're going to rock and roll right over Jimmy G and the Las Vegas Raiders. Sorry, Nikki. My friend Nikki's in love with Jimmy G. Anyway, I would start Diggs. I would start Allen. I would start, I think Cook is going to have, Dalvin Cook's little brother is going to have a huge game. Cook's going to have a huge, huge game. And so pick him up, start him. And if he is on your team, easy, start him. I think this is going to be a good game. I think the Bills are going to pull it out, that's for sure. But I think Sam Howell is a good sleeper, guys, in this game. The next game is kind of be an ugly game. Bryce Young is out, and they're saying maybe 2 or 3 games. So that's kind of stinks. And for him and the Panthers, and they're playing the Seahawks in Seattle. Poor Panthers. Oh man, this is one of the games. Is go to the bank, take every single dime out of your bank account and put it right on the Seattle Seahawks. It's going to be one of those games. Start. I'm just kidding, guys. Just kidding. And start everyone on Seattle. Just Seattle's going to be they're going to do well. The Panthers are the Panthers. So, they're 0-2. The Seahawks, like I said, start everyone on the Seahawks. If you have any Lockett, DK, everyone, guys, so, definitely Walker is definitely going to have a great game. The next game, the Cowboys going into Arizona. Arizona 0-2, Cowboys 2-0. Cowboys are just That defense, I'm not going to tell you guys. You know what, guys? Best, if you have Dallas's defense, that's a good trading tool. Dallas's defense, guys, is a great trading tool to get if someone that you need. Because you can always get like a Pittsburgh, like I got, right? Or a team like a New England. They're probably available, to pick up. And I would trade, if you had Dallas, trade whoever you need. Like if you need a wide receiver, if you need a running back. Seriously, they're what are they? They're scoring like 20 points a game, 28 points, 20 points. I mean, it's insane in fantasy football, guys. So, the Dallas Cowboys, start everyone. Dak, Pollard, Dede, it's just, start everyone. And really think about it. If you own that defense, think about selling it. There's going to be takers. There will be takers. Guaranteed 20-plus points a game? Whew. From a defense, guys. Wow. That's just, defense is usually like average 8 to 10, 12 points, not 20-plus points a game. That's huge. That's huge. And they're playing the Cardinals. Quick. Get the trade in quick. But, so I don't know if the Cardinals will score this game. So I wouldn't start anyone on the Cardinals. No. So we have the Bears. I'm sorry to dismiss that. Maybe Connors, but I don't think it. Maybe it'll just try to run the ball. Connors, he might be a good one. Hollywood Brown, downtown Hollywood Brown. I mean, he's the deep threat. He's the threat, they don't have, and Diggs just got hurt. You can't replace Diggs on Dallas. Strongest, defensive back in the game is Diggs, and he just tore his ACL in practice this week. So, the Cardinals might, that's an opening for Hollywood Brown to have a deep one. He might have a good game. So you never know how Dallas is going to respond. They're in Arizona, so they're out of their element. And, Arizona has played good football. They've lost 2 games, but still, it's not like, they gave the Giants a scare. So who knows if they could maybe give the Cowboys a scare. Who knows? And then you have the Bears going into Kansas City. Mahomes start, Kelsey start. The Chiefs are such a great team. I think their defense. If you don't have their defense, if their defense is up for grabs, go get it. That's a sleeper defense for this game. The Bears look terrible. Their offensive line, they can't block. Chris Jones is going to have a field day. Chiefs aren't stupid. Their defensive coordinator, they're going to have a guy on the quarterback of the Bears. Justin Fields. They're definitely going to have a backer or a corner to just shadow him. And it's going to be an annihilation game. Yeah, I'm sorry. It just is. You think about it. Look at the stats. Between both teams. Really think about it, guys. Of course, Kansas City's going to win. Now their last meeting was August 13th, 2022. Last year, and the Kansas City Chiefs, they lost. They lost, guys. Now, but if you look at the offense, out of the 32 teams, the Bears are 27th. They're almost last. And the offense for the Chiefs is 10th. So the Chiefs need to get going in offense, But the defense, 27th for the Bears. Once again, almost last. And the defense for the Kansas City Chiefs are 12th. They're getting better. They didn't have Chris Jones the first game. So they had him the second game. Of course, they won, right? So, hello. That's going to go down, I guarantee you. After this game, that defense will probably be like third or fourth because they're just going to destroy the Chicago Bears offensive line. I feel sorry for. I really feel sorry for their quarterback, Justin Fields. I just feel so sorry for him. Passing is 25th. When you don't have a offensive line to block for you, and when your offensive coordinator is just not in sync with your talents, and they're still trying to just put you in the pocket and be a pocket passer, which you aren't. Then and then offensive line. It looks like he's always out of the pocket because the offensive line just breaks down. It's terrible. Passing for the Chiefs is 7th. Rushing Bears is 22nd, and rushing for the Chiefs is 20th. Pacheco's back. He's going to be playing this game. So if you have Pacheco, play him. Definitely play him. Vandal Scantling, play him. I think the Chiefs, it's going to be one of those lopsided games. But the Chiefs' defense, if that's a sleeper, guys, go out and get their defense for this game. That's for sure. And then you have the Steelers and the Raiders going into Las Vegas. Steelers off their win on Monday night with the Cleveland Browns. I predicted that game. It was my upset special, Steelers over the Browns. And I picked up, in fantasy football, the Steelers and Moody. Moody is the kicker on San Francisco. If he's still available in your league, go pick up Moody. Trust me. He was taken in the 3rd round this year from Michigan, the kicker. He's a superstar. He can kick 60-plus yards. And he has a leg on him. It's just amazing. And I picked him up, and I picked the Pittsburgh Steelers defense up. And literally for last week, I scored 40 points with my defense of the Steelers and the kicking ability of Moody. So literally, it was just wow. So definitely go and get the Steelers defense. The Raiders offense, I think Josh Jacobs is going to do well this game. I think he'll get through. But that defense of the Steelers is really good. Yeah, but their offense is just terrible. That's the only bad thing about this game for the Steelers. They're away. They're going into Las Vegas. They're playing in a dome stadium. And like I said, they're away. Vegas Raiders, that place is going to be rocking. That place is going to be wall-to-wall people. And, I would start Jimmy G. Believe it or not, I think he'll have a good game. I think he'll pick it apart. I think it's going to be an interesting game. But Jimmy G is a sleeper, guys. I mean, if other people are available, like maybe Jared Goff or anything else like that, start him, of course. But this game, I think the sleeper of this game would be Josh Jacobs. I think he's going to have a huge game, and it's going to be a huge game. He's going to have over 100 yards and 1 touchdown, and but it's going to be low scoring. It's going to be a low scoring game. So Pickens, I wouldn't really start anybody on the Steeler lineup. Maybe Warner, that's a good sleeper. Warren. He's a huge sleeper, and when he's in, it just seems like he picks the team up. He's at third down back. Najee Harris still doesn't look right. I don't know. It doesn't look like he's really. I don't know. He just looks slow out there. Looks slow. And so Najee Harris and Warren, excuse me. Gosh. The Raiders, definitely Adams, he's always going to have a good game, no matter what. And, who has to pass to him? Jimmy G. So I think they'll have a couple of touchdowns. Yeah, I think this game will be like around a 21-17 game or something like that. I think Steelers will show a little bit better offense, but they'll come up short in this game. So I'm not too enthused about anyone. Only person I'm enthused about is that possibly the Steelers could come in and just keep rolling on that defense and just roll over the Raiders, and the Raiders would just lie down. But I don't think they will. And Jimmy G is not like that. He's a winning quarterback and very underrated, And you have the best wideout in the league, Adams. He just is. And he's always 1,100 yards. He's always up there, 1,400 yards. He always gets the points in fantasy football. He's huge. So fantasy lovers, I would definitely Josh Jacobs, Adams, Pittsburgh Steelers defense, and Carlson, the kicker for the Raiders. He'll probably win it with a kick of his. And then you have the Eagles and the Buccaneers. Hey, Baker Mayfield, pick him up, guys. He's a sleeper. Baker Mayfield, guys, pick him up. And he's going to have a good game. And I'm telling you, just the Eagles offense, they haven't been clicking. And I'm going to tell you something, guys. They gave up Sanders. Sanders was huge last year. Huge. I mean, running the ball over 1,000 yards. The kid could run. And when you take that element away, and he went to Carolina, they didn't pick up his contract, and they traded him. Guys, Sanders. And I know they had to sign, but the thing is that, I just don't understand it. I'm sorry. I'm having a hard time. I can't understand why they wouldn't sign him back, at least for a franchise tag, I don't understand that, So, Jalen Hurts, they needed to get his contract done, like I was saying. And, they needed to free up some money, but, they could always work around it, I mean? I think that's the element that they're missing. Now, mind you, who steps in for the Philadelphia Eagles? I mean, wow. It's just 175 yards, Cam Akers. He's never run like that, So, no, Swift. I'm sorry, that's Cam Akers. Cam Akers just got traded to the Minnesota Vikings. Excuse me, guys. And but it's just wow, Philadelphia. Think about it, man. It's just I can't understand it. Why they get rid of him? They have Goddard. They have AJ Brown. They have Devontae Smith. They have Gainesville, then they Swift, but, coming from the Lions, wow. But guess what? He gets hurt a lot. Yeah. Where was he? 175 yards. He's like, this is the longest yards I've had in my career. It was just, wow. They're not going to run against the Bucs. The Bucs defense is number one in holding the rush. They've always have been, and they're really good this year. They've been doing really good. Baker Mayfield, that's a pickup. I'd play him in this game. This can be a fun game to watch. I think it's going to be open. I think the Bucs are going to stop them running, but then Jalen Hurts is going to light it up. And I think Baker Mayfield, I think they're going to go back and forth. It's going to be an exciting game to watch, guys. This is like a 49-44 game. It's going to be, seriously, it's maybe 42 to 35 or 38 or something like that. I mean, I know there's going to be a lot of points scored in this game. I would start, Evans, Godwin, White. I don't know if they'd start White. I don't know. I'm not a big White fan. But Baker Mayfield, sleeper this game. Fantasy lovers. Last game, we have the Los Angeles Rams. Lapuka, he's amazing. Laputa. And just amazing. And he's on track to catch over 200 balls and have like 2,000 plus yards. And just think when they get Cooper Kupp back, they're going to be dangerous. And then, just Williams, it's just been amazing. I can't believe it. It was pretty exciting. Kieran Williams is just, that's another sleeper. I picked him up on my teams. I have 60 teams, guys, 60 teams, so, and I picked him up. I just was grabbing him, Ford, Moody, getting all these players right now. It's the best because a lot of guys are going, oh, shit, I picked up Odell Beckham. He's not doing anything. I'm dropping him. They're going to start dropping people because they're upset at their pick. This is my thing, guys. If you get hurt, like I had one of my people got hurt, and I picked up Aaron Rodgers. I think I had him on 10 teams, guys, 10. So, that's tough. And, so, you have to be prepared, and you have to really study your league. And if you only are in one league, that's an easy pick, guys. Just study that league and, see who's doing well, see who's, not doing well. Certain teams, I knew the Pittsburgh Steelers defense was going to step up. That's why I went out and grabbed them. They were open. And I said, man, they're going to have a huge game against Cleveland. I just know they're a better team. Last year, their defense or sacks, it's just amazing. So, so you have the Los Angeles Rams. I would, Kieran Williams, if you need a quarterback, I think, I don't think Joe Burrows. Hey, Jonathan Morales, I know you're listening. My buddy Jonathan, brother, I don't know if he's going to start here. Burrows is going to start this game. I don't know if he's going to play. I really don't. They're not thinking it's not good. And the Rams are coming into town. I had already picked the Bengals. I didn't know that Burrows wasn't going to play. If I knew he wasn't going to play, I would have never picked the Bengals to win. So, Matthew Stafford's a great pick. I would start him in this game, guys, the Rams are for real. They're 1-1. I think, they're going to give the Bengals a really tough time. Like I said, I picked the Bengals to beat them, but it's scary. It's scary. It's an either or game, So anyway, guys, thank you. Hopefully that helped all you fantasy nuts out there. Tune in every Saturday and listen to my fantasy show. Usually do it on a Saturday night. So tune in on Sunday morning, listen to it, and start those players. Look for them, get them, and good luck to everyone. Take care, everyone. Take care. Bye-bye.